What if the current education system is not adequately preparing our students for the future? Imagine a world where every student is given the tools to thrive in the 21st century. Unfortunately, we're not quite there yet. Our current education system, in many parts of the world, places a heavy emphasis on standardization and rote learning. This high-stakes testing environment often leaves little room for creativity, problem-solving, and critical thinking skills, the very skills that are essential in today's rapidly changing world. Let's take a closer look at the implications of this. In a system obsessed with standardization, students are often molded to fit into predetermined boxes. This one-size-fits-all approach disregards individual learning styles and can stifle innovation. After all, if everyone thinks the same way, where will the new ideas come from? Furthermore, the focus on rote learning offers little in terms of practical application. Sure, students might be able to regurgitate facts and figures for an exam, but can they apply this knowledge in real-world situations? The answer, sadly, is often no. Statistics paint a telling picture. A study by the Program for International Student Assessment found that students in countries with a focus on rote learning scored significantly lower in problem solving than their peers in countries with a more balanced education approach. And then there's the issue of creativity. Sir Ken Robinson, a leading voice in education reform, once said that schools kill creativity, and the numbers seem to support this claim. A survey by Adobe found that 80% of people believe creativity is crucial for economic growth, yet 75% feel they're not living up to their creative potential. So, what does this all mean? It means that our current education system, with its focus on standardization and rote learning, is falling short. It's not equipping our students with the skills they need to thrive in the future. It's not fostering creativity, it's not encouraging problem solving, and it's not preparing our young people for a world that's changing faster than ever before. It's time to reimagine how we're educating our young people. We owe it to them and to our future. Consider the case of Finland, a country that overhauled its education system to great success. In the late 20th century, Finland made a bold decision to rethink how they educate their young minds. The result? A transformation that continues to be a beacon of inspiration worldwide. At the heart of the Finnish Revolution was a shift towards personalized learning. The Finnish system began to value each student as an individual with unique needs, strengths, and interests. Instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, the emphasis was placed on tailoring education to each learner, fostering a sense of ownership and independence in their educational journey. Fewer classroom hours became the norm. Yes, you heard it right. Unlike most education systems around the world that equate more hours with more learning, Finland chose to go against the tide. They reduced classroom hours, giving students more time for leisure, exploration, and rest. It's a move that underscores their belief that quality trumps quantity when it comes to learning. But the transformation didn't stop there. The Finnish system began to place a higher emphasis on creativity and problem solving. The focus shifted from rote learning to critical thinking, from absorbing information to applying it in innovative ways. The classroom became a space for students to flex their creative muscles, to question, to experiment, to fail, and to learn from their mistakes. So, what were the outcomes of these changes? Well, they were nothing short of impressive. Finnish students consistently rank among the top performers globally in reading, math, and science. But more than that, they report higher levels of well-being. They're happier, less stressed, more engaged in their learning, a testament to the power of an education system that values the holistic development of its learners. The Finnish example shows that change is not only possible, but also beneficial. It's a compelling story of how reimagining education can lead to improved student performance and well-being. It's a story that invites us to dream, to question, and to dare to make a difference. Similarly, Singapore's education system has been hailed as one of the best in the world. This small nation-state, despite its limited natural resources, has managed to become a global powerhouse in education. The secret lies not in the quantity of resources, but in the quality of its teachers, the rigor of its curriculum, and its unwavering commitment to high standards. In Singapore, teaching is a highly respected profession, attracting the best and brightest. The nation understands that the quality of an education system cannot exceed the quality of its teachers. Hence, Singapore invests heavily in teacher training and professional development, ensuring that educators are not only knowledgeable in their subject matter, but also skilled in pedagogy and understanding student needs. The rigor of Singapore's curriculum is another key factor. It's not about rote learning, but about developing a deep understanding of subjects. The curriculum is designed to foster problem-solving skills, creativity, and critical thinking. It's not just about passing exams, but about preparing students for the challenges of the future. And then there's the commitment to high standards. Singapore doesn't just aim for students to pass, it aims for them to excel. This unwavering commitment to excellence is reflected in its performance in international education assessments. Singapore consistently ranks among the top countries in the Programme for International Student Assessment, PISA, a testament to the effectiveness of its education system. But it's not just about academics. Singapore's education system also places emphasis on character development and values education, recognizing that these are just as important in shaping the citizens of tomorrow. It's also worth noting that the system is continually evolving, as Singapore is not one to rest on its laurels. It constantly reviews and refines its education strategies, remaining responsive to the changing needs of the global economy and society. Singapore's success demonstrates the impact of investing in quality education. It's a testament to the power of a well-designed, well-implemented education system. And it serves as an inspiration for nations around the world, reminding us that with the right strategies and commitment, every child can have access to a world-class education. How can technology play a role in transforming education? That's a question on many minds, and rightfully so. As we delve into the 21st century, technology is becoming an integral part of our lives, impacting how we work, communicate, and learn. It's only logical that it can also revolutionize the way we educate. Imagine a world where learning is not confined to the four walls of a classroom, where the barriers of distance and access are obliterated. This is the world technology can create for education. Online resources have democratized information, making it possible for anyone, anywhere, to learn anything. From coding to quantum physics, the world is literally at your fingertips. Now, let's talk about personalized learning, a concept that technology has brought to the forefront. Traditional classrooms often use the one-size-fits-all approach, but each student is unique, with their own set of strengths and weaknesses, their own pace of learning. Technology enables us to tailor education to fit these individual needs through adaptive learning platforms that cater to each student's learning style, pace, and competencies. Imagine the impact of such a personalized approach. And then there's the innovative teaching methods technology has birthed. Virtual reality, for instance, can transport students to the heart of a rainforest or the ruins of ancient Rome, making learning an immersive, unforgettable experience. There's also gamification, which turns learning into a fun, engaging activity. boosting students' motivation and retention. Let's look at some successful examples of tech-enabled education reform. In Estonia, for instance, technology is deeply integrated into the curriculum. Students learn programming from an early age, and digital literacy is considered as important as traditional literacy. The result? Estonia ranks among the top in global education rankings. Or consider the Khan Academy, a not-for-profit online platform that provides free, world-class education to anyone, anywhere. It has empowered millions of learners worldwide, proving that technology can democratize education. With the right implementation, technology can be a powerful tool in reimagining education. It's not about replacing teachers with machines, but about enhancing their capabilities, freeing them to do what they do best: inspire, guide, and nurture minds. But change isn't just about policies and technology, it's also about people. Imagine a world where the classrooms aren't just filled with students, but also with parents, local artists, scientists, historians, and even the neighborhood baker. This is what community involvement in education looks like. It's about creating a vibrant, enriching environment where learning extends beyond the four walls of a classroom and everyone has a role to play. Take, for example, the city of Reggio Emilia in Italy. Here, the entire city is viewed as an extension of the classroom. Local businesses, parks, and cultural centers become places of learning. Parents and community members are not just spectators, but active participants in the education process. The result? A community that is invested in its children's learning, and students who are invested in their community. Similarly, in rural areas of India, community-led initiatives have transformed education. The Barefoot College, for instance, trains grandmothers who may have never attended school to become solar engineers and teachers. These women then become role models, inspiring younger generations to pursue education and contribute to their communities. And it's not just about direct involvement. Parents, teachers, and community members can drive change in education by advocating for better resources, supporting innovative teaching methods, and fostering a culture that values education. In the United States, the Harlem Children's Zone project is a striking example. This initiative, which covers 100 blocks in central Harlem, provides comprehensive support to children and families, from education to healthcare to housing. By addressing the broader issues that impact a child's ability to learn, the community has come together to create an environment where children can thrive. These examples show us that when the community is involved, education becomes more than just imparting knowledge. It becomes about building relationships, nurturing talents, and creating a sense of shared responsibility. Indeed, the power of community in education cannot be underestimated. It's the secret ingredient that can make education reform not just possible, but also sustainable. When the community is engaged, education reform becomes a shared responsibility. So, what can you do to contribute to this change? Well, there are countless ways you can make your mark on the educational landscape. You, yes you, can be a catalyst for change, helping to shape the future of education and create a brighter tomorrow. One of the most impactful ways you can contribute to education reform is by advocating for policy changes. Remember, it's the policies that lay the groundwork for any education system. If you see a policy that isn't working, don't hesitate to raise your voice. Write to your local representative, start a petition, or join a local education advocacy group. Make your voice heard, because every voice matters when it comes to shaping the future of education. Volunteering in local schools is another fantastic way to contribute. Whether you're a retired teacher, a college student, or a professional with a bit of spare time, your skills and experience can be a valuable resource. You could help with after-school programs, mentor students, or even offer to lead a workshop on a topic you're passionate about. Don't underestimate the power of your presence and the impact it can have on a young mind. Supporting innovative education initiatives is another route you can take. There are numerous organizations out there pioneering new ways of learning, and they could use your support. This could mean making a donation, but it could also mean offering your skills, your time, or your network to help them achieve their goals. Finally, start thinking about how you can use your personal skills and resources to make a difference. Do you have a knack for coding? Maybe you could teach a coding workshop at a local school. Are you a whiz with numbers? How about tutoring a student who's struggling with math? The possibilities are endless. In the grand scheme of things, it's easy to feel like one person can't make a difference. But remember, every ripple can create a wave. Every small action can contribute to a big change. So, what are you waiting for? Let's get out there and make a difference. Remember, every small action can contribute to a big change. Imagine a future where every child is excited to learn, where every student is nurtured to reach their full potential. A future where education is not a one-size-fits-all system, but a tailored journey that caters to the unique strengths and passions of each individual. This is not just a distant dream, but a reality we can create together. In this reimagined future of education, we're not just teaching children to pass exams or memorize facts. We're cultivating a love of learning and fostering curiosity. We're empowering students to take charge of their education, to ask questions, to explore, to innovate. We're nurturing not just the mind, but the whole person, their emotional well-being, their social skills, their character. Imagine classrooms that are vibrant and interactive, where learning is not just about consuming information, but also about creating and contributing. Where students collaborate on projects, solve real-world problems, and learn from their mistakes. Where teachers are not just lecturers, but facilitators and mentors, guiding students on their learning journey. In this future, we're preparing students not just for the jobs of today, but for the challenges of tomorrow. We're equipping them with the skills they need to adapt in a rapidly changing world: critical thinking, creativity, communication, and collaboration. We're fostering a culture of lifelong learning, where education does not end at graduation, but continues throughout our lives. And the benefits of this reimagined education system extend beyond the individual. Happier, more fulfilled students grow into happier, more fulfilled adults. A more innovative and adaptable workforce drives economic growth and technological advancement. A society of lifelong learners is a more informed, engaged, and resilient society. But this future of education does not just happen. It requires us to challenge the status quo, to question our assumptions, to rethink our approach. It requires us to listen to our students, to understand their needs and aspirations. It requires us to collaborate with each other, to learn from best practices around the world, to experiment and innovate. So, let us keep this vision in mind as we work towards change. Let us remember that every child deserves a quality education that nurtures their full potential. Let us remember that every student has unique strengths and passions that deserve to be cultivated. Let us remember that education is not just about preparing for a job, but about preparing for life. The future of education is in our hands. It's time to reimagine, reform, and rebuild. Let's create a future where every child is excited to learn, where every student is nurtured to reach their full potential, where education is a journey of self-discovery and lifelong learning. Together, we can make this future a reality.